Welcome back, disc golf fans, to final round back nine coverage, the 2024 Play It Again Sports Jonesboro Open presented by Westside Discs. Lots of exciting disc golf going on out here this year, as we've gotten to see lots of birdies. Got to see Ben Callaway and Albert Tamm for the last two rounds, both doing well. 9 more holes to go before we crown a champion out here on the disc side of heaven course. I'm Nathan Queen, again joined by Andrew Fish.
Yeah, delighted to be here. It's a really neat track with some diverse shots, variety of challenges and shapes. And it seems like it always puts together the field in a way that is competitive and puts a lot of people in position to win.
Yeah, just 4 strokes starting this round, separating the lead and bottom of our card as we move into hole 10. Original hole 18, 818-foot par 4. Go back and watch Calvin's shot, round 2 right now, and then come back again. That's how you play the hole. Ben is just a bit off to the left side, needs some branch help, and does get it to drop inbounds. Got OB all the way down that left side. Ideally, you're going to want to push pretty far right to have kind of a hyzer look into this green to try to get the birdie.
And Gannon with a pretty good forehand through there. We'll see if he's pinched up against a cluster of trees, but should have gotten right enough to access that hyzer gap.
Yeah, Albert going to try to do that as well. And it looks like he's executed very nicely. Going to be in a great spot.
It's amazing how simple his mechanics are and how far the disc goes after that. Ezra going to show us the big, wide hyzer. The wind pretty favorable for that. And he is inbounds, but kind of pinched off, forced to throw a second as a layup.
Yeah, maybe caught some branches to keep him from getting as far back left as he wanted. Ben, pretty far up there. But still going to be playing to pitch around and try to get his par. Ezra, difficult decision here. You see that branch and just too much going on in that thought process, not able to hit the gap there. Still going to have a fairly difficult approach shot to get up and down for par.
Gannon uses the right side effectively. Kind of some funny footwork there, but no matter. He's up near the bullseye.
Yeah, both of these shots just in prime position. As easy as they made it look to get here, it's a very difficult shot. And Albert trusting his disc out over the OB, going to be well inside the bullseye. Back-to-back birdies.
Aderhold plays the wide hyzer up there. Good damage control to just have a little tap in for his bogey. And Callaway going to do the same for his par.
Yeah, got a bit of a roll after hitting the ground there, so somewhat of a tester, but able to clean that up nicely.
And we are going to play hole 11 back into a headwind. That makes that 470 mark feel very, very long indeed. Kind of some rolling hills that are classic of this disc side of heaven track.
And didn't sound like they were very excited off of the tee, but not too bad of a result. Kind of in circle 2. Man, look at those flags.
Albert really counting on the headwind to flip that, but the cross component pulls it off to the left. However, he does land in a very open spot.
Yeah, Ben really trusting this disc. What a shot. turnover angle into that headwind, but stability brings it back to bullseye. We'll take another look.
Not going to be a huge birdie percentage on this hole, but there certainly aren't going to be that many bullseye percentage.
Yeah, only 13 birdies on the day. It's a little bit of height, just a bit too much height's going to drag this one off to the left.
Looks like flags have settled a little bit as we get up towards the green.
Yeah, and with the left to right wind there on Ezra's, little bit of hyzer on that release just never allowed the disc to get up in the air. This one will very quickly lift, though, if he's not careful, and able to connect for that par.
Oh.
Man, that's a difficult one right there. Have to put some pace on it because you're in a headwind, but you're also pretty close, so that pace can be too much. Man, I don't like it. Hole 12, 820-foot par 4. You want to get off to the left off of the tee, but not too early or not too late. If you push it too straight, you've got some branches you could catch and not let you hyzer. Also, kind of a small gap to hit.
Yeah, when you're throwing a disc this hard and fast trying to get your distance, the gap does feel a little bit small. And we now have a pretty substantial crosswind component that's going to pick hyzers up.
Yeah, Gannon executes very well. He's going to be in a nice spot. This needs to hurry up and hyzer. And it does indeed. Looks like he threw a slow enough disc that it didn't need to hurry. It was doing just fine.
And Ben Callaway plays the hyzer release, and he is way up there and off to the left side. That should open up his approach angle pretty substantially.
Yeah, he used a bit of a less stable disc there, getting aggressive on that inside line, and it paid off well for him. He's going to have a pretty open, much closer shot to approach that green as Ezra sneaks just underneath those branches. He should be in a decent spot as well.
Tamm playing the flex shot, and I really like the idea of catches a branch on the backside of an island of trees. Buhr almost identical. We'll see if this fights through.
Fights through enough to get up there into circle 2. It's a pretty difficult green to approach. So Ezra far enough right, he's going big hyzer around these trees. And with the power he has, that puts him up around circle's edge.
Yeah, that really does take elite power. It also takes the conditions being proper for the shot. Here is Ben. And you see, instead of having to throw the flex shot that Albert and Gannon were looking at, he gets to throw the stable disc flat.
Yeah, and it looks like it has paid off well for him. He is by far closest and has the best birdie look here on hole 12.
Well done for Ezra.
Yeah, able to connect from circle's edge. Gonna card his birdie the very unconventional way. I'm not sure I've seen a birdie going outside on the right like that.
No. I think for most folks, if you have to go that way, it's because you were forced to, and it's conceding a par.
Nice birdie from Ben as well.
Beth at 69.
I just told myself, you got to will this one in there. Whatever you have, just will it in there.
This man is unbelievable. This is what athletes live for. This is the moment.
Got a good thing coming, and it's all I need. Everything I wanted is in front of me.
Hole 13, 435 feet, a par 3. Kind of throwing over a valley. There is out of bounds fence and road to the left side, however, plenty of space to the right side to work with. Callaway trying to play a shot that is flat at the apex and then will work its way back to the left on the end. Does that very nicely.
Yeah, going to be inside circle 1. Have another look at birdie. Ezra more of a straight line at it. And also executed nicely, going to be in a similar spot.
Buhr out to the right side. This disc better be stable. And not quite stable enough, kind of on the back side of the circle. But Nathan, I feel like the visual field kind of fools you here. No matter where you've thrown your shot, it's neither as close nor as far as it seemed once you walk up there.
Definitely agreed. It seems like you always see things off to the right here. You have all that space over there, and it just kind of seems to gravitate towards the right side. I don't know if it's players trying to avoid the OB on the left side or the valley. But yeah, it seems like you have a lot of shots over here, circle's edge, right side. As that hits high left, Gannon just can't understand, but he'll have another par.
And Aderhold from 40. Can't quite get it up and in. That's going to leave Ben Callaway here. And able to convert.
Yeah, back-to-back birdies after kind of a mean spit out that he had there on hole 11. Moves us in to hole 14, 855-foot par 5. The eagle opportunity that you alluded to here on the back 9. If you get yourself far down the fairway, 450 to 500 feet, and off to the left, then it kind of opens up a pretty good hyzer gap for these guys to approach the green. Otherwise, you have a very awkward pitch up to a very small landing zone.
And that roll probably will help Ben. We'll see if the branches occlude him from being able to throw the second over.
Yeah, Ezra going to end up in a similar spot, but definitely going to be hindered by that tree.
Everybody kind of funneling to that same spot. The true landing zone is about 30 feet to the left of the branches, probably.
And it seems like the wind is just kind of preventing the disc from getting as far left as they want them to, as they all pushed straight once they threw off the tee.
And this is kind of a funny play, Nathan.
Yeah, I guess there's some space over there that Albert likes. We'll see what he likes about it here in a moment. But he's played off to the left side of 15's green, it looks like.
And Bird does clear on his second. Aderhold playing for the skip forehand.
That is so aggressive and does not pay off. He's going to be heading to a drop zone. A little bit of a better stance here for Ben. He's going to be able to have a swing to get across, and does so. He spits through those trees, going to have a just outside the circle look for his eagle.
Wow. Kind of an open world concept. Albert Tamm decides he doesn't need to play straight at the basket. He'll go around.
And now we see why he did it. Had a nice forehand hyzer in. No trouble for his birdie. This Ezra is going to be there for his par.
Ben Callaway puts his birdie in the bank. Here's Gannon for his comebacker for the 4.
Yeah, and lots of pace on that one. From about 18 feet. Ends up coming back out the front.
Yeah, the frustration starting to mount for Gannon. We'll go on to hole 15, 315 feet, a water carry onto an island green. Either going to see wide forehands or backhands kind of thrown straight at it. Wind direction mostly right to left.
Ben onto the green nicely, just inside circle 1. I'm going to see a forehand from Albert as well.
Well done to Penn High. You get those wind reads. Here comes Aderhold. Lower. A little more driven and up to bullseye.
Yeah, lower, got a wind bounce and then a wind drop. And Gannon with some good pace on that disc, also going to be up there well inside circle 1. So had an ace on this hole today as well as yesterday. Waden Sides back-to-back days going to card the ace on hole 15. And we can't miss Raven Newsom's ace on hole 3 as well.
I tell you what, it's the stuff of legend to ace a hole at the Pro Tour and then come back and do it again with the same disc on the next day.
Yeah, not sure I've heard of that one before. He'll be able to tell that story for a long time and everybody will always like it. Moves us into hole 16. 675-foot par 4. Got some OB down the left side that they've added, kind of making everybody end up throwing a hyzer off to the right side rather than a big old flex shot. And kind of tightens up that approach. Being over here on the right side is going to make the forehand play better. As Albert a bit too far off to the right, but gets through, going to be in a pretty good spot now.
Ezra going straight, more left than Tamm, and I actually like that a lot, Nathan. He does test the out of bounds on the left side, but will have a great angle to attack the green.
Yeah, that opens up where he can throw a backhand turnover in if he would like to, or a fairly straight shot as well as a forehand. Gannon liked that left side. He's also going to go up there as well. Very open shot, and you're a bit more level with the basket up there as well. Not going to be as uphill of an approach.
Yeah, certainly. That makes your footing better and controls your nose angle of your disc better. Gannon to the slow approach disc for the flex forehand. Doesn't quite hold it left enough, so he gets knocked down near circle's edge.
Now Ben does have that bit of an uphill run up there, but gets some great snap there on that forehand. He's going to put himself just outside the bullseye. Go ahead and card himself another birdie.
Through the branches goes Ezra Aderhold. And on the dance floor, certainly. Looks like we may have missed Albert's approach shot. I think he's near circle's edge.
And Gannon with a great look through these branches, catches right side chains and just falls out.
Hole 17, par 4 at 660 feet. You kind of look straight at the landing zone with low branches preventing you from going full power. Out of bounds left, right, and long of the green, which is elevated. Forehand and backhand both play. Just get yourself in a spot where you can throw something slow into the green.
Yeah, I really like this shot from Ezra. Nothing too stable, but that got a little more skip than I expected. I think he will still have a pretty clean hyzer into the basket from there.
And Ben starts the disc to left, doesn't hit the pure gap. He'll be back there at 350 or so to attack the green.
Albert finding that tree as well, not quite getting the turnover that he wanted on that shot. Yeah, and I like this line from Gannon. Does end up catching a little branch, but still going to be in a good position just a little bit farther back.
Albert playing the flex shot, manages the wind well, and holds it out to the right, but is going to be short. I imagine that's a layup, even at this stage of the tournament, and his position in 5th right now.
And Ben getting aggressive after that tree hit. Needs this to sit. Man, a beautiful line turns into just a bit too much distance. He's now going to be right around circle's edge trying to save his par.
You'll note at this point that Ben at 24 under par, putting some pressure on the lead card.
And that shot there from Ezra going to just stay in bounds. That'll put him well inside the circle, looking at another birdie. And as you said, just a layup there for Albert. He's going to go ahead and card his par.
Big putt here to save par, and Ben does so successfully.
Yes, sir. Huge putt there. As I believe he's got another clean round going here.
Good stick for Ezra Aderhold.
And on to the final hole of the weekend, 495-foot par 3, slightly downhill with some OB to carry right at the end of it. Likely going to see 4 hyzers out and around trying to tombstone this green.
Yeah, the wind currently tailwind off the right shoulder and safe on the green. A little outside the circle goes Ezra Aderhold. Buhr will play the flex shot.
And yeah, not expected here. This is definitely fading out early. Gonna fall down into that OB. Be playing from a drop zone from there, likely gonna card a bogey.
Callaway, same disc as he threw in round 2. He needs it to lift.
Oh, and yeah, just didn't have the chance to come back. Also going to be looking at a bogey here now.
And very wide from Albert Tamm.
Oh, this may work out as a layup play as he catches some branches. He was so wide. Effective layup there in a not too far from the drop zone. Has an opportunity to get up and down for his par.
Interesting to see. Oh wow, interesting to see the soft flex forehand there. Buhr tries to dunk it from the drop zone. We'll have to settle for the bogey. And here is Ben Callaway to try to save par again.
And wind just kind of grabbing that one, but both pretty valiant efforts there from the drop zone as they're able to putt from 110 or whatever that is back there. It's pretty impressive. And again,
Ben with a strong hit. That is going to result in a tie for second place. Some late consequential out-of-bounds strokes for him. But a fine tournament nonetheless.
yeah,
Ezra can make his par cleanup. He also would be in that tie for second.
and able to do so. A 7-down round and an 8-down round there. Gonna move our chase card players up into that podium spot. It's been a fun event to watch.
Always is. A lot of big shots, a lot of interesting reactions on the green. Well, we're delighted that you've joined us for the Play It Again Sports Jonesboro Open presented by Westside Discs. Take a look at this final round leaderboard and congratulate Anthony Barella on I believe that's second, maybe even third win of the 2024 Disc Golf Pro Tour season at this stage.
Yeah, what a start he's had. As you see, he's got almost a 50-point lead over Gannon Buhr. Should we scroll down? Shows you that top 20.
Well, we will have more coverage coming from the chase card of the Pro Tour on the Gatekeeper Media channel. We certainly hope you'll join us, subscribe, and support the channel however you're able. For Nathan Queen, I'm Andrew Fish.
We'll see you guys out there.